Hello, all of you vaingloriously wonderful people, and welcome back to Cities Skylines 2 in the lovely city of Edgewood, where apparently there's a traffic accident really far away. As we just watch vehicles despawn, there's just a truck in the middle of the road. By the way, can we just recognize real quick how much some of these cars look like they're from GTA 5? That looks like a slave van. That looks like a Rebla. That looks like the cars whose name I don't ever say. The big box trucks that go, okay, right there, Bison. They look a lot like GTA 5 cars. It just dawned on me the other day when I was watching somebody else's video. Looks like maybe there's been another traffic destroyed by weather. Huh? What? This building's been destroyed by disaster. Select the rebuild button. Okay, did I do it? Select the rebuild button to activate the rebuild tool. Then select the destroyed building to rebuild it. What? What do you... Whatever it is, it's just a pile of rubble. And it exceeds city limits, so I can't... Wait, what? Okay. Okay, we're just gonna move on. I don't even know what is happening there. So we're just gonna pretend. Oh my gosh, we've got traffic accidents everywhere. Who are you? You're another accident out here in the middle of oh dear. Oh my. Looks like a truck hit a motorcyclist and a bus? I don't know. Anyways, hi, welcome to the game. Yeah, so it's been an interesting past couple of weeks on my channel at Cities Skylines. With my Cities Skylines videos getting a ton more views than normal, and even generating more new subscribers than normal, which to me it says I'm not alone in my disappointment with the game. I mean, there's been a lot of people who have had some not so nice things to say in the comments. That's fine. I'm a big boy. I can handle people not being nice. I can't remember where this lines up. I think it goes out there pretty well. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of a bunch of those. You know, it's always disappointing to see people not be able to accept the fact that not everyone shares their opinion. And look, I get there's a lot of people who are completely happy with the current state of Cities Skylines 2. And for those of you who are, I am in no way saying that you shouldn't be. If you are enjoying the game, despite its state, then that's awesome. And if you don't think it's in a state, good. I'm genuinely pleased for you, and I'm not being sarcastic. I'm not being combative. I'm glad there's people who enjoy it. I want to enjoy it. I've said several times, ooh, this is going to be bad because I don't own that tile. Can I buy a tile? Yeah, I can buy a tile. I want to enjoy it. I genuinely do. I want, when I had the video 2 weeks ago that said I want to love Cities Skylines 2, but that was a legitimate statement. There was nothing... that wasn't clickbait. That was nothing. That was just me saying I want to love Cities Skylines 2. If you go back, and I challenge you to do this, go back on my channel to 2015. When the game was only a couple of months old, there were no DLCs out for it. Mods were very, very limited. There were no big mods. Pretty much the only thing that existed was like a 25 tile unlocker, and yes, I am going to flatten out this whole thing, so I'm sick of dealing with terrain. There was a 25 tile thingy, and that was about it. Matter of fact, the day that I live streamed, there had just been an update on Cities Skylines 1. I don't remember what it was because that was 8 years ago. But I did go back quick enough to check to make sure that I wasn't having rose-colored glasses and misremembering my own experiences, because a lot of people have told me, well, you know, you forget that Cities Skylines 1 didn't launch in the best state. True, But it was still a game that I was able to dive into and was quite happy with. It was better than anything that existed. It was definitely better than the city builder that had come before it with SimCity, and that utter failure, which I think we can all agree was a failure. I played it quite a bit, and again, that was a game I wanted to love, and even though I got a lot of hours out of it, I can't say that it definitely goes down in history as a beloved game for me, because it doesn't. And rightfully so. And I don't think there's a lot of people who would disagree with me on that. But this game, the one we're playing right this minute, it was launched too early. It just was. And when I share criticism of that, I want to be clear, and I've said this before, but just so there's no confusion, I am not in any way expressing my frustration towards the hardworking people who actually made the game, to the people who modeled the trees and the cars and coded that smokestack and physically did the work of creating the game. They are not who my disappointment lies in. They did their best with the resources and the time they were given, and I have no doubt about that whatsoever. Somewhere from middle management, or maybe even a little lower, someone made the decision that they were going to push a game out before it was truly ready. And it just, that's what has happened with Cities Skylines. The game is not ready. If you disagree with me, again, that's fine. Feel free. I'm not, this is a video game. I'm not married to my opinion of it to the point that I'm going to get upset if someone else disagrees, which clearly not everybody in the YouTube comments is capable of understanding that you can be that way, that you can hear a differing opinion, recognize that people have different experiences, different expectations, different just definitions of what they define as an enjoyable game and a complete game, and a game they want to spend a ton of time playing. But yeah, when Cities Skylines, the original, came out, not only did I live stream it, man, I was playing that game just probably way more than I should have. I remember streams would end, and all I would do was still, after the stream, keep playing. And you can ask my friends, and they can verify that. They would be like, hey, you want to come play GTA with us now? And I'm like, nah, I'm going to keep working on my city. And before I would know it, it would be like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I had stayed up all night playing Cities Skylines. For me, the sad reality of Cities Skylines 2 is that doesn't happen. I can barely get through one of these videos. And you might be saying, we can barely get through one of your videos as well. And you know what? Fair. Watch time on my channel definitely bears that sentiment out. That's not what I wanted to put there. Yeah, that's not what I wanted to put there. This is what I wanted to put here. So we're just going to get rid of those that just built. There we go. Gotten a ton of views on my past 2 Cities Skylines videos, but usually just long enough for somebody to leave a snarky or rude comment and then skedaddle on off. So, yeah. Anyways, the moral of the story is is multifaceted. Again, I do not blame the hardworking people who put in the effort and the time and the passion and their skills in making video games and art and all of that. My frustration is not with them. My frustration is with whatever executive or middle management person decided it was okay to to maximize, and this is just my criticism of corporate anywhere anyway. They decided it was okay to push an unfinished product onto the public for the sake of short-term profits. And that's not okay. That's a really shitty way to treat your customers. But then again, they don't care. Executive level people, we're not the people they care about pleasing. The people they care about pleasing are the shareholders, because it's the shareholders that if they're not happy, their stock tanks, and there goes the golden parachute. The executive people, the actual devs, they don't have golden parachutes. I mean, we've seen just how devastating things can be in the game development world this year, with layoff after layoff after layoff. How many of those layoffs have been the higher ups, the executives? Next to none. Very few. Maybe some middle management, but for the most part, it's the people who actually are making the games, the coders, the artists, all the people I named off earlier. They're the ones losing their jobs, whereas all the people who are able to make the decision to release Cities Skylines II in the state that it's in, which is to say unfinished, and a game I have a hard time enjoying for very long, they're all comfy. They're all going to be just fine. Whereas the people, and I know Paradox hasn't had any layoffs yet. That's not high enough. Or that's not high enough. It's still in the water. I'm going to get a key wall in here that's at that level. I don't think I'm going to be able to. I am paying attention to what I'm doing while I'm ranting here. And I'm not really ranting. All I'm saying is, one, for those of you who think YouTubers are not entitled to have an opinion, this is where anarchy would come in handy, or like a road network tool. I could just say, make this a key wall, build it anyway, and it would be done. But we are months away from mods. So what I'm thinking is I might try to get it try to find a spot that I can build this, that it will actually build it. And it looks like we might have got a key wall right there, or is it a bridge? No, we did get a bit of a key wall there. Good. So I can work with that. Anyways, I lost my train of thought now. I guess everybody who, wants me to suffer and wants to feel like they're punishing someone for having a negative opinion of the game, they're probably glad that I lost my train of thought. I mean, I've deleted some of the more harsh comments, because there's no reason to give somebody a platform to say some of the really ugly things that have been said. In fact, I've had to delete about half the comments on my channel. And no, it's not for the sake of my feelings or anything like that. Like I said earlier, I can take it and I can handle it. But I'm not going to give somebody who can't come in and offer constructive feedback a platform to just shit on me. That's just dumb. And I don't think anybody would blame me for doing that. I think if I do this and kind of just keep the edge of this purple right along that white dotted line, I think I might be able to get this to work. So yeah, friends, let's everybody take a deep breath. I have a different opinion. I am, however, as I mentioned in the description of all those videos and during the video, I can tell a lot of people don't bother watching it because they make a comment to the contrary of, well, if you don't like it, why are you playing it? Because I have faith in Colossal Order that they're going to put their heads down and they're going to fix this. And eventually we're going to have a good game here. And when that happens, I don't want to be behind the curve. I don't want to be playing catch up and relearning things. I want to have been here as it goes on. so that, you know, one day when everything is working, I can say, oh, remember when this was such a piece of shit. And we can all have a nice little laugh about it. And by the way, if the adult language offends you, move on. This is not the channel for you. I've never, ever presented my channel as being family friendly, as they say. I'm a grown man. I don't have kids. Don't want kids. And yeah, we'll leave that. We'll just leave that statement there. But no, not you know, this is not a channel for children. This is a channel for grown-ups, where we can have complicated feelings about video games and recognize that everybody is entitled to their opinion, whether you agree with them or not. And recognize that criticism of a video game is not a criticism of the people who made it, like the actual developers. I cannot stress this enough, you know, especially if, and I doubt any of the devs wind up watching my videos, but if they did, God, that's not going to cut it. Like, back there, it looks like it wants to build it, but up here it doesn't. But if any of the devs do ever watch my videos, thank you for working on the game. Thank you for putting in, using your skill and your talent to do the best to bring us a good game. And I have full faith in your ability to get it where it needs to be. And I would assume most likely that, you know, if you could speak freely about the state of things, you would probably agree that you're not happy with how it released either. But that's speculation on my part, and I guess I really should speculate. Anyways, friends, and I could call you all friends. If you're watching, you're my friend. There's a bajillion things you could have watched on YouTube. But for whatever reason, the algorithm showed you my video, and you decided to click on it. And thank you. And for those of you who agree with me, don't hate on the devs. Don't be mean to the devs. You know, talk shit on the executives and the C-suite people all you want that are making these decisions to shovel this out in the name of quarterly profits. But, you know, by all means, but let's keep it civil. You know, let's not call people names. Let's not be hateful towards anybody. Let's be nice. Anyways, I've been rambling now for like 20 minutes and haven't gotten much accomplished because I really want to key wall here. In the meantime, oh hey, we are actually making money though. A whopping $400 an hour. Woohoo! But that's good. That's a good thing. Do we have our own power plant yet? Did I ever do that? I meant to do it, and I just don't remember if I did. We don't. We also never unlocked it. So let's spend some points, get some power. I'm going to go geothermal because I like the idea of green energy. Even though I don't have kids and I want to leave the world a better place than I found it, I guess. And sadly, that's currently not the way it's going to be. So at least in a video game, I can have my clean energy. Forest fire over there. Traffic accidents have been cleaned up. Surprisingly, no tornadoes. However, you can't see it, but there's a big smudge on my screen right there, which is weird because I just cleaned my screen. Clearly not very well. Okay, so all that developed. We do still have some medium density demand, but not a lot. Not a lot at all. So maybe if we come in here and do this. I just don't want these to get too big. I just don't want big houses. Plus we can have, you know, trees and a path and stuff like that connecting like some of these. Make it look at least like it connects up to some of these back doors. Man, that is the same building over and over again, isn't it? Well, I guess it's kind of what you would expect, though. In this area would be a very similar architecture style with different paint and signage and all that. So what is this, a car park? Yeah, it's a car park. All right, cool. So let's work on getting some power for this town. And I want to do that over here. I'm pretty sure there's water over here. if I am remembering correctly, yeah, there's this right here. Oh, but we don't own that. Now I don't have enough tiles. Oh, man. Okay, well, change of plans. I'll buy the 2 that I can. And then we will go back. Oops. We will go back into here and just keep working on development. So where are we in our education pipeline? We've only got a high school and an elementary school. And that's kind of the reason I was starting to work out this direction. Is I kind of want to put the college like right here. And I think I'm all right with it coming off the collector, but maybe that's probably a bad idea. So instead, what I'm going to do is follow the grid that I've been following, but bring it up like this, and then bring it down from here to like right there. That's where I want that. And bring that over, and then It broke. Why did that break? Exactly. So maybe if I turn off snap to zone. The only reason I have a problem with snap to zone cell length and turning that off is then it can become existing. I saw the word existing and said it. It can become difficult to get your roads the exact length, but I'm still snapping to something. 90 degrees, sides of buildings. Oh, zone grid. That's okay. So that's the one I find peculiar. If I'm snapping to the zone grid, why didn't that snap? Like, why does that not make a good grid? That's what that sounds like to me. Is what that would mean. Is that's gonna make a good grid. No matter what, it's screwing up, so whatever. It's only going to be a college. And I'm just not going to worry about it. Because the game already gets on my nerves, so why should I give it another way to do so? So I want to bump this over to here. I want to have, like, nice visibility from the street. But I'd kind of like to also have a park over here. So before we place this, I want to go into my large parks and go for a large plaza that is... yeah, right about there. And then what I want to do is then flip that around. So I want to come like, overlapping items. What am I overlapping? There's just a road there, dude. What is your malfunction? Fine, I'll do it this way. There. Cool. What I'm going to do is then flip this around. That way we're not loading this park off of this collector. That would be a bad thing. But I just kind of like the idea of there being a park leading up to the school. One problem is now I don't know that we have enough room for the school itself. No idea. We have plenty of room still. And I want that bumped all the way over to here. And then I want to see where the add-on buildings need to go. Cool. So it can go behind there. And that's fine. And this one just goes there. So as long as I leave, what is this? 1, 2, let's turn it this way so I can see a little bit better what I'm doing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So basically where that tree is. As long as I leave that space set aside, I should be fine. So that means we can come up here and make another connection into our neighborhood here. So am I at a 90 down here? I don't know. I don't know how people could be okay with this. Just the weirdness of it all. And like some of the comments, and I've left a couple of them. Some of them that were really just rude were like, you're just stupid. You know, that's not constructive, and so I'm not going to allow you to get away with that. But some of them have been like, well, it would help if you use the tools right. Well, that's great. That's wonderful feedback. However, the tutorial never, ever, ever covers these that I can recall. And if they did a poor job of it. And the tooltip is really not helping me understand what is going wrong here. To me, until somebody can definitely show me otherwise, this is broken. This should not be happening with these weird gaps. This is the exact same size road everywhere throughout here. So I'm going to delete this whole damn bunch and reconnect up the roads. So we're going to start like here. Yeah, we're going to start here. So we've got like snap to building on. I'm going to bring that out, and then I'm going to come in front of this one, because again, I have snap to building on. And I don't know why I'm really expecting different results. Now that I think about it, it's probably dumb to expect different results since I'm snapping to the very building that had the problem to begin with. So maybe that's not straight, but I swear that said 180. Or is it doing that thing where if you just barely, you can nudge it off that lock way too easy. There's just little things like that it just makes me feel like the game is incomplete. And just needed 6 months to a year more. And I know not a lot of people would have been cool with that. Like, we want it now. But I don't know. I'm patient and I have a lot of video games to play. Really? What are we overlapping here? You say we're overlapping this park. But I put this road in, snapping to the edge of that building. So why exactly? God, that is such a nightmare mess. All right, I'm just going to keep fiddling with it till I get it right. So I'm going to delete all this, and I'm going to try a few times, and I'm going to get it right. Okay, cool. So we got there. I deleted everything, started over, and I started with the park. I placed it up against the road, then built this road all the way down to that street, then moved this up where I wanted, then brought this into the 90, put the college where I wanted it, and then figured out all my spacing. There is enough room here for the extra building, so it was a pain in the butt, but we're there, we're done. I still don't know what I'm going to do about this key wall, but I even bought C tiles I didn't need. However, we are almost to our next milestone. We do have still some industrial demand. I really hate to keep bringing industry over here, but because we're going to move it soon. Well, not soon, but we are going to move it eventually. So I hate to keep adding industry that we're just going to have to like relocate later, because I know it's polluting the ground. And if I recall, the pollution does not go away very quick for the ground. Which one of these? So yeah, see, it's really high in our oldest part of industry, and it's starting to spread out here. So yeah, that's just going to take forever to clean up. And that's worrisome. I don't like that. So not enough customers retail. I thought that was fixed, but apparently not. But so let's take a look at our education pipeline again, because we didn't have a whole lot of demand for the college and even less for university. But again, we also don't have a ton of people in town, and we are now losing a lot of money because we built the college. So let's work towards resolving that issue. So we have decent park coverage. Obviously not in industrial, but does industry need parks? I guess industry might need parks. We'll give them a small park for employees to go chill on a lunch break. Oh, and that took care of us. We are at Boomtown. So textiles, heavy traffic van, and pollution management. So not a lot there. But it did get us some more development points, and more importantly, got us some more tiles. So let's see if we can't get our power plant here. Oh my gosh, that is quite the forest fire. So I'm just going to buy those 5 for now. I'm pretty sure that will be more than enough. And how many employees work at this friend? Does it really not tell us from here? That seems like a miss. Seems like that should be information that would be provided. Just saying. Where's your power cable? Right there, because I'd kind of like to, I'd like to have it like really close. But your road is up front. Well, that's fine. What we'll do is we'll spin this way and then back it off just a little bit. I don't know how much water it requires exactly. But what I'm hoping is that this can, I hate to sell utilities as a way to offset our city budget, but if it helps, it helps. And at this point, I would like to get the budget balanced so I don't have to, watch it like a hawk constantly. That would be refreshing to just be able to ignore part of the simulation. So we are now in the hole by 10 grand. But what I want to do is let this go for a minute and see where we wind up. Obviously, we're not exporting anything yet. We're making 32 grand, and it's costing us 306,000. So I'm going to take a little picture of that with my phone, because I don't want to have to stop recording just to look at a screenshot later. There we go. Got that taken, and we're going to compare. I'm going to let this go for 5 or 10 minutes on fastest speed and see if our money situation doesn't turn around. So it hasn't quite really been 5 minutes, but it's been about 3.5 to 4, and we bounced between about 180 to 199,000. I'm assuming this is monthly here in our export, where this down here is hourly. But we're not losing a ton of money hourly, and I think we can offset a lot of that with taxes. We do have some pretty strong demand or rebounding over here. And what I want to do is take a look at a couple things. Do we have telecommunications? We do, but we have not put that in anywhere in town. And yeah, they're saying unreliable internet. So even though this is going to cost us money, I think this would be worth investing in. I wish I could get it in like here and behind all these buildings. That would be kind of nice to be able to just use that space, but it requires a road. So let's instead come over here by the school. I was going to give it a lot of coverage to like the middle of nowhere where we don't have people living. Let's go with one there and see what that does for us. Not the best coverage, but can we get better coverage by doing an upgrade? I don't think we need more bandwidth. Like let's look and see if we can't understand this here. So we've got network quality. I'm assuming that's referring to bandwidth, and coverage is just how far physically that antenna is able to serve. And then the quality would be referencing bandwidth. So it's only kind of meh. So let's go ahead and spend the money and get both the upgrades. So yeah, that does do a huge coverage area, but man, $9,500 a month. Actually, it's not all that bad for our hourly. In fact, if it makes people happier and they start upgrading because they've got internet at home, maybe their education's better, their work from home opportunities are better. I don't know if that's even a thing in this game, but if it is, if all of that works together to improve people's well-being, then I'm here for it. Not land value, building levels, what I want to look at. We're still hovering with just a lot of... We've got a couple of level 4 homes. I don't think we have any level 5s yet. We don't. So we're going to need internet coverage out over this way as well. So let's throw one in right over here, back in behind the high school. And that, because it's just flat land without a lot of tall buildings, I think will be fine. Plus, that's all low density right there. I'm going to assume that businesses need coverage as well. So that'll help our industrial. And then I'm going to bring one more in while we're just spending all of this money right here on the campus. Let the campus lease some of their space to a telecom. Because why not? So that should have taken care of all the complaints of our unreliable internet. Yeah, look at that. We're up to a +5 on that. And we're making money all of a sudden. Even though I just placed down a bunch more services that cost us money, we are now making more. So why exactly? It's not from power, is it? It could be from power, because that's gone up quite a bit. And yeah, it could be the power. Because I know as homes upgrade, they become more efficient, but I don't think we really got any upgrades out of that, did we? Maybe a couple, but I don't think they really change until they actually get to like level 3. We have a lot of level 3s, but we've also got a lot of level 2 buildings, especially over here. We could do well with improving this. It's comfortable. They're wealthy, so these should upgrade with time. Maybe not in the modest ones, but I would say the comfortable and wealthy ones shouldn't have too much of a problem upgrading, yeah? It's kind of the way I see it. Maybe I'm wrong. But we might need to think about another elementary school as well, because we don't have the best coverage. But we've got that one right there. Maybe we'll wait until we start developing back here and put a second one back in this direction. I think that'd probably be the best play. So I want to get in just a bit more here. Our wind is going that way. So I think I can get fairly close. Our noise pollution ends there. I think I can get fairly close with some low density homes to close to that industry and still be safe and not have to worry about them just suffering from being right next to industry. That's my hope, and that's what we're going to go for. And I don't want to kill any houses here, so we're just going to do like that. And then we'll just go like one more block back, and that'll be far enough. Yeah, that'll be fine. And then we'll do low density here. All of this as low density with a little bit, excuse me, right in through here and back here as well. I'm not going to do anything up there. And then we will go with commercial all the way to about there. I want to get a little path through right here to give us some accessibility to this neighborhood, or for this neighborhood, so they don't have to walk all the way down and around this way. They can go that way if they so desire, and of course they can get to work very easily. I may, ooh, hello, come back, thank you. I was thinking maybe even putting a connection here, but I'm afraid the trucks would try to use this. So instead, we'll just throw in a path right here. And then this could be a decent, not ideal, but a decent place for a park. Though our park coverage appears to be fairly solid. So how about we don't spend money on parks right now, since things aren't the greatest. We are also at nearly 5,000 people, so we are going to need to start thinking about some mass transit. We don't have a huge demand for any commercial. One thing that I was noticing when I was editing the video is we've got this big space back here that the offices aren't really filling. I know I'm going to take out an office doing this, but I would really like to have this connectivity through here. I think this would be a welcome addition to the neighborhood for everyone that lives in it, to have a couple ways to get through. And I'm okay with losing a couple offices as a result. And if you're like me, this extra little bit of zoning will drive you nuts. So we're just going to get rid of that. And then here we have, so we've got our row houses on this home and then our medium density on that side. I think I will continue that. Ooh, it's a very gray day. But we do have some commercial demand. So I'm also going to just put in one or two of these. I can't tell. Is that starting to build? Yeah, it's starting to build. There we go. Thank you, Crane. That was very helpful. And then I want to kind of do... Let's not do the same down here, because we're going to start getting away from areas where there's a whole lot of customers, and commercial won't be as happy. So we don't want to do that. And then as we start getting closer to the college, we'll do a little bit of low rent here. I think if we keep them smallish, they'll be all right. I don't think that's going to be too tall. No, it'll be fine. And let's not have two side by side, because that'll make a really big building. That took care of all of that demand. So we're going to switch over to our medium density and just taper down as we get close to our collector. And that'll be fine. That'll look just fine. And then hopefully this will get us to 5,000. Let's see, because these all have, you know, 10 residents. And then as they upgrade, we should get a little bit more. So we're going to let it go for just a moment in the midst of this downpour and see if we can't get to 5,000 people. Just an arbitrary goal, I know, but I want to see if we can get there. Yes, indeed, we can. And we're making a good amount of money. Hopefully that's because we're making money on getting some more upgrades. There's one or two more greens, but now we've got somebody complaining about high rent in one of the greens. That's awesome. And it looks like we're starting to see maybe some more of these get a little brighter, possibly. I don't know. I'm trying to tell. I would like them to be just very unique colors instead of a gradient, but it's fine. So we've got a big demand for low density still. So I want to... We are going to start transitioning higher and higher as we go that way, but for now, I want to make sure we have a good amount of low density, and then we still have medium density demand. So I'd like to do row houses one more time right through here. There we go. Get that one in, and now we can get that one in. And then let's get a bit of commercial up here. Let's not go right up against that side road. Let's just do it like that. I think I'm happy with that. And then while I'm waiting, I keep seeing that tree and thinking that's where we plant trees. It is not. We need to plant some trees. And I want to do that with a brush. And I'm going to bring that strength down. I want to get just a good mixture of trees kind of in these areas that are separating some of our sections, and I want a variety of species. So that's why I want to do the brush size. Oh, cool. We haven't really done much. We haven't really done much with our signature buildings. We need to start thinking about that as well. So that gets that. So that was a spruce. Let's get in. Yeah, hickories are great trees. They're beautiful. Let's get in a few hickories. Dickory Dock. I'm not gonna finish that Andrew Dice Clay joke. Remember Jon Stewart once said Andrew Dice Clay was like one of the best comedians out there. I disagree, but don't get me wrong. I don't mind some juvenile potty humor now and then, but I just think it's all he had. It just seemed like that was all he really had in his arsenal, was just being dirty for the sake of being dirty. And, if that's you, hey, go for it, do you. Just not my favorite type of comedian. My comedians are Eddie Izzard. I love her. Though, apologies, I didn't know for like 2 years that she had adopted her and she for her pronouns, and I kept referring to her as him because that had been their pronouns for a long time. And yes, if the whole pronoun thing offends you, well, you're watching the wrong channel. I am very, very PC here. We can mix our trees, yeah. That was a pine, that was a poplar, and not a whole lot of variety really. I guess we can get a few birches. I know it's going to take a while for these to grow, but I'd rather go ahead and get them in and have them growing now, especially in these spaces back here where I want it to feel like we've got good separation from the collectors and from industry and just noisier or noxious developments. I think it would be a good thing to have. There, cool. So last thing today is I want to come over here to this park and do pretty much the opposite of what we just did and take out all the trees. So I'm going to do that real quick. Cool, that's all the trees gone. And then I want to come through here and add some paths. And again, I really wish it was possible to connect to these parks. That would just, oh man, that I can't wait for a mod to make that a thing, because that's going to be so nice. So what I'm going to do is just try to echo what's here roughly, and see if we can't just make something of it. So for this one, let's go just a few blocks back and then bring this across like that, and this across right. Oh, that's going to go right behind there. Lovely. Cool. And then that gives us just a little bit more of a defined space. And now here I want to be a little more specific with the placement of my trees. Let's go, do we have a nice oak tree? Bushes, 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 bushes. Maybe we'll do bushes along. There's an oak, cool. Let's do some flower bushes. Let's switch to this, and I'm not going to sit here and do this in real time because this takes forever. But I am going to line these paths, so enjoy the supercut here real quick. And wow, that took a whole lot longer than I expected it to. It's not perfect, but it's good for my first real attempt at any type of formal detailing. I think it tied these two park areas together. We have one area that's going to be nice and densely forested and have some good bushes in there once it all grows. And then we have a few open spaces where you can kick a ball, throw a frisbee, all those good things. And I dig it. And what I also dig is that our density demands are starting to pop back up. I would really like to get there, but that's big town and we're 2 milestones away. So instead, we're going to continue doing some smaller buildings here, but I think I may go slightly larger. What do we do over here? I'm not sure. We're going to do 3x3s here until we've gotten rid of this demand. I did not mean to do that. 4x4, go away. Don't want it. Do not want. And I'm going to do the same thing back here. And then what I think I'm going to do is leave some space behind here for when I guess we can go ahead and unlock it. I really don't want to spend the points on it to get parking areas. We could. It's 2 though, and I think we could probably better spend those. Yeah, I see plenty of places that would be a better spend for those, so we're just going to skip parking for now, but I'm going to reserve that space back there for parking. I'm not going to build anything on these side roads here. That way we can get like a little alley back in through here and have some parking. In fact, let's go ahead and run that little alley through here just as a reminder. Oh, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's just do it. Maybe we can get some parks back there too. It's 2 points, and I'm afraid I'll forget, so we'll do that. And then where's parking? There's parking. So, oh, the small parking lot fits there so beautifully. So what I'm going to do is actually go to there, because what I'm seeing is we also have some office demand. So let's satisfy some of that with just a couple small offices. And we'll do like the same here, and we'll go a little bit larger this way. I'd really want to make sure it gets on this road though. I don't really have a way of guaranteeing that, do I? Not really. No, that one built where I wanted it to, so that's good. And then we'll continue with some more low rent through here. And on, whoops, sorry about that. Oh, you can save them. Cool. I didn't know you could save them that easily. And then maybe we can get like a small playground back here. Oh, actually, maybe we'll get a large playground back here. Oh, yeah, easy. So we'll do like a playground back here for the kids. We'll leave a little bit of separation between it and the parking lot. And then we'll throw in a second parking lot down here on this end. Yeah, I dig that. So if I move this and turn my snapping off, I should be able to get this lined up in the middle of those a little bit better. Yeah, that works. And then some trees around that, and that will be golden. So let's get the rest of this density knocked out here that we have demand for, and this should, yeah, that satisfied almost all of it. And then I'm going to come through with I don't want to do just more row housing, so we're going to go... How big is that going to be? That'll be fine, and I meant to have that on the corner, so sorry about your building there. Build a new one, thanks. Let's get our medium density taken up here, and what I'm hoping is that, yeah, we have some commercial demand popping back up as well, so come in with a few of these. We're starting to get a little bit of height out of these buildings, but I don't think it's too much. I think we'll be okay. We'll go there, and then we will switch back to the medium density and back to slightly smaller here, because we are starting to work our way back towards low density housing that's down here. Office demand back to the roof, so let's get a bit of that in here. Do all of that as office. Have some good mixed uses into there. In fact, we'll even throw in a little office right there on that corner. What's our unemployment looking like, by the way? I haven't looked at that in a while. It's not too bad. It's definitely livable. And then we'll go and just plop down a bunch medium density. That's going to absolutely soak up every last little bit of the medium density demand that we have. But that's okay. We have grown quite a bit. We do have people waiting for ambulances and things like that. I think it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to have a second clinic, because even though we only have 34 patients and that can hold 100, our coverage isn't the greatest. So I think we're going to do just a bit of city services back in here by the school, and I'm even going to take a look at fire. It looks like our coverage is pretty fantastic, except out towards industry, so maybe we want to focus one down here towards our industry. There we go. And that can help serve some of this down here. So our fire hazard's really high, but everything looks pretty green to me, except for the firehouse building itself. So not really sure that that's really giving me the most accurate information. So we've got our police station there. Again, I think maybe one out here by the industry, not a bad idea. So we'll plop that in right by the dump. No, let's not go right by the landfill. Poor police. There we go. We'll throw one in right there and get some good coverage out to industry, hopefully. That'll also maybe bleed over into there. And the city is still, right now, making money. So I dig it. We do seem to have a traffic jam coming into town. We could probably alleviate that with a roundabout. This may just be rush hour traffic, though. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. Or it could be new people moving in, so I'm not going to get overly concerned about that just yet. I do want to make sure, though, that everything we've built has started to fill in, and it has. And man, oh man, it's a rainy, rainy, rainy day. So for education, we're looking really good. We're starting to get a little bit more university demand. We've got, we definitely are going to need to get another elementary in. We could add capacity to that one, but I think a better plan would be, as we get over to here, just throwing in another elementary back here. I think that's going to be the way we're going to go on that. But I'm happy with the way it's gone. I'm glad we could have our little chat at the beginning of today's video. Again, if you disagree with me, that's fine, and I welcome that disagreement, and I welcome constructive feedback. You know, if you see something I'm doing wrong, don't just say it would help if you use the tool right. Tell me specifically, what should I have done differently? Whoa, the game just minimized because I barely clicked outside of the screen. You know, I am all for criticism, feedback, all that, but you're doing it wrong doesn't help me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Let me know what I needed to do different to get a different result that you think I should have had. And if you want to have, you know, if you think the game's great and perfect as it is, that's awesome. Tell me about it. But again, let's keep it constructive. Let's keep it civil. We're all adults here, friends. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button. And consider getting subscribed. I have Cities Skylines II and a lot of other games. I am a variety YouTuber. So, until next time, I'm Brandon, reminding you to stay vainglorious.